A lot of you guys have been asking me that how I actually learned English. And in this video, I'm going to tell you the detailed story of me learning English and being actually fluent. So if you also want to get inspired and start your learning journey, watch this video till the end. Let's get started from the time I actually started learning English. I was only 5 years old and I could barely speak my mother tongue, which is Persian, Farsi. My father has always been insisting on learning English. And at the time, it was his top priority for me and my brother to learn English. So he signed me up in an English course, in a group course. And then I started learning as a 5-year-old child. And after some time, my grandfather died, unfortunately. And because we were really busy with the funeral and the guests and so on, I had no option but to stop going to English class. There was a pause for 2 years in my English learning journey. And then when I was 8, they registered me to another English course. And this one was also a group course. So there were some other children and my cousin. My uncle registered my cousin too because he also thought English, actually learning English is really important for everyone's future. But unfortunately, my cousin just quitted learning English after like 6 months. But I didn't stop and I didn't quit and I kept learning. But to be honest with you, I made absolutely no progress from the age 8 to 11 because the method they used to teach us was not good. It was not appropriate or suitable to learn English. They taught English using our mother tongue, using our first language. And that's, I think, now, after teaching for 7 years, a big disaster. That's not something that would work. It could work for some people. Of course, there are always extraordinaries, but normally I don't think it works. So yeah, when I was like 11 or 12, I changed the language school where I went to English class. And this time, I went to a language school which had international qualifications and they had really high standards in teaching English. So since then, my entire life changed. The first time I went to this class, I saw that everyone's speaking English. No single Farsi word. And I was like, okay, I don't understand anything. But as it went on, I got better and better. Not in 1 or 2 weeks or 1 or 2 months even, but eventually I got better. Gradually, I got better. So let's get back to the first lesson I went to this English class. So I went there, I didn't know anyone, and everybody introduced themselves. I did so. And then the teacher came in. The teacher was one tall, handsome guy, and he came in, he greeted me in English, and I was like, I don't understand anything. So I replied in my first language, in my mother tongue. And then he was like, no Farsi, no mother tongue. So then I started to say, hello, I'm Mahdi Farzin, and I'm 11 years old, blah, blah, blah. But then when they started teaching, I recognized that how good the others speak and how bad I am, how bad my pronunciation and accent is, and how bad I am in English. So months passed this way, but after some time, I got used to this method of teaching. I saw that I don't understand, but I tried to mix what the teacher says, his body language, with the pictures and the stuff I see in the book, because we had a course book. In Iran or most language courses, they have a course book which they focus on, and it is the main material they use in the course. So I tried to apply what I understand to what I see and have a kind of understanding, which I could say worked. At the end of each month, there was an assessment exam, assessment test. And in the beginning, I screwed up all the assessment exams. I could say my highest point out of 100 was 70, 72. I had a really bad English level, but as if I saw others are making progress and I'm not, I started to take English seriously. So I bought some storybooks, some short story books, which you can also have access to on my Telegram and WhatsApp channels, and started reading 1 page a day. But I analyzed the whole page. If there was a vocabulary, a word that I didn't know, I underlined it, or sometimes I highlighted it and I searched the meaning of that word in English dictionary. So if I understood, good. If I didn't, I would go on Google and search the exact word, no prefixes, no suffixes, no other words, just that single word. And then I would go to the images part to see what image does Google give me related to this word. So by looking at the images, if that term was something physical, you would see the pictures and understand the meaning. So you don't need to check the meaning of that word in your own language. This way, I started learning new words. And at night of the day in which I learned 2, 3, 4 new words, I used to make sentences with each word. Sentences which were about my life and the people around me and their lives, so that it could be easy for me after some days to come back to this page and see the examples, see the sentences, and review the meaning and the word. And after learning English for, I think, 2 years in this language academy, I finished the teenagers course. And then I took a level assessment test for the adult courses so that they can put me in the suitable course and class. So I took this assessment and they put me in a course in which the material was Touchstone 2. The blue one, I don't know if you have seen it or not. So then my classmates changed because I cannot say my level was good. My level was not really good. It was moderate, I was not a really fluent speaker as a teenager in those classes, and I was not weak either. I was something in the middle. Moderate. So I went to these classes too, and still my pronunciation was not good. I could not make full proper sentences. I knew some vocabulary, but when I got them together, I wouldn't make good sentences. They always had grammatical problems. And you don't want to know how my accent was. It was like, hello, how are you? Are you okay? What is your name? I am going to a school. So I had a kind of Persian English accent, and it was awful. And most Persian English speakers have the same accent. But after almost a year and a half, I started to feel that, okay, it's time to take English much more seriously. Since then, I started studying every single day. And every day I spent at least 3 hours. No, not 3 hours, 2 hours to study English. And I didn't go over new stuff, and I didn't explore any new materials or storybooks this time. I just reviewed the stuff that my teacher taught me. And I would, for example, do the homework exercises, and then maybe a week later, maybe at the time of the final exams, I would go over those workbook exercises and clean them completely and do them again. And if there was any grammar instruction and teaching parts in the book, in the main book, I would go over it, I would read it several times and try to understand it Remember, speaking any language, not only English, is not about learning, it's about understanding how and when to use different stuff, grammar or vocabulary. So I try to do the same thing. I try to understand when I can use this grammar, and that works. And after reading the grammar parts, I went through the exercises so that I could test myself and see if I had understood or not. And for vocabulary, I got help from the Oxford Word Skill books, which you can find PDFs of on my Telegram channel. You can see the link of in the description. And I think this book is a phenomenon. Actually, it's a series, so I think they are some really nice phenomena. And actually, I have recorded an offline course of English vocabulary from A1 level to C2 level using this series of books. So if you want to register in this course for only $10, and you will have lifetime access to this course, and you will never have to pay for each book by having this course. To be honest, it is a great save of time and money. So this way, I fixed my vocabulary weaknesses. And then, after almost 3 years, or 4 years, I think, yeah, it was time to fix my pronunciation. I had literally no idea of how to fix my pronunciation and accent. I really liked to have a British accent, like, how are you? But it's too hard, to be honest. So I just tried to acquire the English accent, American accent. So the first thing I did was to watch American TV shows like Friends, How I Met Your Mother, The Big Bang Theory. To be honest, it worked. But how? I watched the Friends series with English subtitles. Remember, not translated subtitles, your mother tongue subtitles. You should watch them in English and with English subtitles. And whenever I saw a new word, I would write it down. But I didn't check for the meaning. I tried to guess the meaning according to the scene I saw in that part of the TV show. And then for pronunciation, sometimes they said some sentences or kind of expressions which I really liked how they sounded. And this way, I tried to copy how they said that expression or sentence, and I tried to copy and repeat the sentences and words that I liked exactly like how the speaker said. For example, one sentence that I remember from a part of it is, "Who do you think you are?" I really liked how the tongue twisted in this sentence. Previously, I would say it like, "Who do you think you are?" But after trying to copy the speaker of that TV show, it changed into, "Who do you think you are?" So this way, my pronunciation also got better as a non-native English speaker. And finally, in order to learn idioms and phrasal verbs, which are essentials in order to get to the C2, C1 level, I got a lot of help from the Oxford Word Skills Idioms and Phrasal Verbs book, which is also included in our offline course. So in this book, there are tons of useful everyday English idioms and phrasal verbs which you can use in different situations. And I'm going to teach the exact material I used for my own English improvement in order to help you with only $10. And that's it. And if you want to learn speaking English, but you don't like offline courses, we also offer one-on-one and group lessons, which are live, and mostly I'm the teacher. You will have a free assessment meeting with me so that I can assess your level, tell you what your weaknesses are, and tell you my strategies for your improvement, and tell you which course is suitable for your level. If you want to have this free assessment meeting with me, go to the descriptions and click on the first link you see, to have a meeting with me. And getting back to my experience of learning English, I learned idioms, phrasal verbs, blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden, I recognized that I have become the best student of the class. And everybody asks me to help them with English and their English questions. So that gave me a kind of confidence. And at the time, I had this beautiful teacher who really inspired me to become a teacher. And thanks to him, I'm here and teaching you English. So if I didn't have such a teacher in my life, I would never think of becoming a teacher. Why? Because I know some other languages too, and I never thought I could be a good teacher. I always wanted to be a lawyer, not a teacher. But I don't know what happened that I became a teacher at the age of 17 or 16. I don't remember exactly, but I started teaching at a very young age. I taught English to kids, of course, but that's how I started teaching here in Iran and then internationally. If my experience was inspiring to you and you also can speak English pretty well, don't get disappointed and just continue. Please like this video and see you in the next one.